From Rixie, this is the Daily Rec. I'm Steve Skeels, host of Rixie's game news podcast, Debuff. My website / kind of app recommendation today is Roll20. I first found out about Roll20 a few years ago when I was getting back into Dungeons & Dragons with some friends. It kept coming up when I was searching for things online, and I'd seen some videos about it, but I'd mostly pretty much only played in person, and mostly by what they call theater of the mind, meaning we didn't really use battle maps or anything very often, so anything on Roll20 seemed a bit too much for what we were doing. But a friend of mine got me on it to play Pathfinder, and I've since started using it to DM for D&D 5th edition. Roll20 is basically a way to play tabletop games online, including much more than just Dungeons & Dragons, so if that's not your thing, there's other games you can play on there too. I mean, it's really up to you. Roll20 is great. It's complete with virtual dice rolls, there's chat features, and resources to look up, depending on what you need and what you've paid for, but there's a lot of stuff there that you can use. So overall, I think it's a really good resource that I'm even considering using once we get back to playing in person. Honestly, there's some really good features on it that make it a lot easier to use than even some of the stuff you can do with analog play. You can buy official campaigns on there, and it will come with all the content in the book set up as a kind of glossary that you can just search through, as well as all the maps that are pre-made. They'll be put into Roll20 with all the enemies set up and things like that, so it's really useful if you don't want to spend the time outlining anything if you do use battle maps. But probably one of the best features is that you can either type out how many of what dice to roll, or you can even set up the roll for which ability just by the click of a button, basically. Once you've got a skill set up the right way, if you go to use an attack and you're a rogue and you've got 30 dice to roll because of sneak damage, you can make it so basically you do that just by clicking. And it adds it all up for you, so it's super simple and especially helpful for DMs that are constantly going back and forth between enemies and maybe don't want to keep track of what dice they need. Also, as a DM, you can pretty easily import maps and create characters, so it's a good resource if you want to create your own game or something like that. You're a little bit limited with the free version, but it's pretty awesome what you are able to do. You can go out and buy maps or find things online for free, and basically just drag and drop them and then do a little bit of tweaking to fit your game. There's some other cool features too, like one premium feature I like is called dynamic lighting, where you can basically, once you've got a map, you can go in and map out where the walls are, and then you give your players a field of vision so they can see only a set distance away, and it'll change as they move through the dungeon. So not only can they only see a little bit, it makes it so that you don't really have to show the whole map and black out certain spots. They'll figure it out as they go, basically. Also, for people that don't have anyone to play with, there's a good search function to try and locate games that you'd like to join. So it's pretty useful for those people that want to find somewhere to go. Overall, I'd recommend Roll20 to anyone who plays or is looking to play tabletop games. It's an easy way to try it out without having to buy anything physical. And also, Roll20 is free, but has a premium option that provides a lot more capability, mostly to the DM. There's also a storefront where you can go and buy both official and fan-made content to use in your games, so it's pretty useful. You can find a link to the site in the show notes. This has been your Daily Rec. See you on Monday.